Welcome to Sousa Farm. Today we're going to talk about raising turkeys. So I just got my first batch of turkeys, and will be the only one. We just do one batch because they take a long time to grow. I got my last batch of white rocks, the meat birds. So I got 40 more of those. That'll be the last batch. So because it's really warm outside now, I don't need to put them in the little corner. So I put the light really high. It's about 2.5 feet, and I'm going to bring them in. They're just outside in the car, and I put the water for them. I'm not going to put the food for 2 hours like always. Get on, Muffin. Muffin wants to be on video. You're not allowed here. Muffin was here. That's what I had set up her food and her bed, but now I kick it out because I need to put the turkeys in. So hopefully she won't try to get in. She's going outside now, so she's having a good time outside. I put her in at night, but during the day she spends the whole day outside. So anyway, so I'm gonna go get the turkeys, and we'll talk about the things you need to know about raising turkeys. Let's go get the turkeys, Muffin. Come on, Muffin. Nope, that's not gonna work. Big box. Close the door so Muffin doesn't come in and have a pick of the chickens. Okay. So you just gotta put them here under the light. It's not that hot. And we'll see how the water's in there. So we'll see how they do. If I see that they're jumping too much, I'll lower the light a little bit. And I'm gonna put them in the little thing there because I think it's just too hot for that. But things could change. So we gotta get the turkeys first. So that's the turkeys. Let's go show. So they just look like a little chicken. The only difference is the head is a bit darker. And if you notice, you can see the little dimple in the front of the beak. They're pretty big actually. So those are white turkeys. They are the slow breed. I think they're the smaller breed. And they're just a day old. So that's one. So one, this one's trying to escape. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16. There we go. So we got 16. I ordered 15. They always give you a couple extra, one extra, in case some of them don't make it. So this hatcher is pretty good. Now we gotta put the white rocks. Should be 40. That's 3, 6, 40, 41, 42. Okay guys, come this way. I don't want to step on you. It's 42. So they give me 2 extra. Okay, you guys, they already figured out the water, so they're already drinking. So that's good. And they're going all over the place. You're just running around right to the door. Don't go too close, there's a cat in there. You guys are so cute. When they're this little, they're just a day old, and they never run away from you. So if you spend a lot of time with them, I don't, because I have other things to do, but if you spend a lot of time with them since day one, and you come here every day and you play with them a little bit, and they'll be really friendly, and you can actually walk to them and they'll come right to you. But unfortunately, we don't have that much time to spend with them. And the white rocks, they're just here for 10, 12 weeks. The turkeys are here for a while, they're here for 6 months or more. Right? You guys are cute. They're really small. So if you see the difference, I'll show you here the turkey. It's going to be tricky because I don't want to walk on them, because I do have big feet. Okay guys, move up. Come on. No. I don't want to step on you. So that's a white rock. That's a turkey. So they're quite different. The turkey's a little bit bigger, but the old turkey, the old white rock. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's go down there. Here we go. Okay, let me set up the camera here. My makeshift tripod. Let's talk about you guys. There we go. Okay, so make sure the mic is on. Yeah, it's on. Okay. So the white rocks, you already know. I already made a video about that, how to what feed them. So we're gonna hold out the food for 2 hours, and then we'll put some food there. They're already pecking at the ground, so they're pretty alert. So that's good. That's the thing you want to make sure when you get your chickens. They're really alert. They're running around. If they are, not moving at all, that's a bad sign. So as you guys can see in the video, they are just running around now. Right, guys? Oh, stop! Leave my book alone. I'm not food. So I'm gonna change the angle there a little bit. Okay. So now, food-wise, for the white rocks, they're pretty easy. You give them the chick starter, and then you switch them to pallets, whatever you gotta buy or make your own feed, and they do well. Now the turkeys is different. The turkeys, they're pretty finicky, so you gotta be very careful when you buy turkeys, depending on the breed too. I find that the heritage breeds, like the black ones or the bronze ones, are not as bad. When you buy the meat ones, or be the white ones, they're a little bit more tricky to work with. So what I do for those little guys is I start them with turkey starter because they need a lot more protein than the white rocks. So what I do is I buy 2 bags of turkey starter and I give them that. I start them with that. And I'll give the white rocks the same thing. They'll be together for probably 2 weeks. So I'll give them the same. They all eat the same because the only difference between the two feeds, the regular chick starter and the turkey starter, is the turkey starter has more protein. So that won't affect the little ones at all. It's actually better for them. They're just getting a high protein diet. So that's what I do. So I'll give them for 2 weeks while they're together. I'll give them the turkey starter only. And then in the third week, they're going to go in the greenhouse. And the turkeys will probably stay here for another week because turkeys don't grow as fast. And the turkeys, I'm going to give them, they all have the same feed after 2 weeks. So they have the same feed, the feed we make for all our chickens. It's all the same. It's all grain based, and it's all just grounded corn, soybeans, and all of that. And then what I do for the turkeys is I'll buy a bag because you want to give them high protein. So I'll buy a bag of soy meal. So what it is soybeans, and they grind them really fine, and I think they roast them. And so I buy a bag of that. They're not cheap. Around here, they're about $30, $35 a bag. But that will last me probably a month just for the turkeys, then with that much. And what I'll do is every time I feed the turkeys, I'll add a scoop of soybean meal, and that will bring my protein a lot higher, so they'll do well. Because if you just give them regular grain like I'm going to give to the chickens, they're not going to grow as fast and they're not going to do very well. So that will be for the first, I'll say, 2 months of their life. And then once they get big enough and they have feathers and they are doing well, then I may just give them the chicken feed and they'll do fine. But for the first 2 months, you want to go high protein on them, make sure they develop nice. And I don't put anything in the water. Some people said, oh, you can put this. I don't put anything in the water. I don't like those gimmicks they put in the water. So they just drink water regular. And that's it. Then the chickens, the white rocks, are going to go in the greenhouse. The turkeys may stay here, may go with them, we'll see. I may keep them separate because of the feed thing. And then once the chickens go on pasture, so it'll be in 3 weeks, something like that, the turkeys go in the greenhouse. And they stay there for quite a while until they're big enough that I can bring them outside, and I'll set up their own enclosure like the chickens. They'll have a net, and normally they'll go in the chicken tractor, the one I use for those little ones. once, because those ones will be gone by then. And what I do is I'll raise it so it's up to the ground in one side so they can get underneath. And I'll put a chicken electric net around it, and the turkeys will just stay outside like that. And they do fine. I never had a problem with that. But I do keep the electric net on because turkeys, they're not very smart, and they will, you have to have it on because they will just try and escape all the time. They're not like chickens. Right, guys? Yeah. But they won't go in there until they're big enough that a hawk or an owl at night can come and pick one up. And that's pretty much it. So then the turkeys will be here until the first ones we're going to be butchering will probably be middle October for Thanksgiving. And then the other ones will be here until Christmas almost. And the White Rocks will be gone by then. And that's it. So that's how we raise the turkeys. So just remember, high protein, and make sure you keep them inside longer than the White Rocks because they don't grow as fast and they don't develop as fast. And if you play with them, they will be really friendly. We should name you. We gotta name you what? Tweety. That's Tweety. So let's see if we remember. Tweety. So that's it. I'm gonna go do work because I'm making hay and kind of busy. I'll let them sit here for 2 hours and then I'll come back and give them some food. They're doing fine. They're not staying under the light, so they're just going around. So that means it's pretty warm here. I'm gonna see how warm it gets with them in here, and then I may just take the light off, or maybe just leave it on overnight or something. But if it gets too warm, I don't need the light at all. Hey, what are you guys up to? Stop picking my boots. You are cute. You are a cute guy. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time.